All right, let's do this. An absolutely, totally, and completely unconscionable, unconscionable loss for the Knicks. The most unconscionable loss they've had by any metric this season. Um, worse than any loss they had last year. Worse than any loss that I could think of in a very long time. No excuse for it. I mean, I can't even wrap my mind around what just happened. Blame everybody. Blame nobody in particular. I don't really care. It's just amazing. This team finds new and creative ways to absolutely punch fans in the stomach. That's all that they've done this year. This whole season has been an absolute punch to the gut. I don't even know what to say. I'm this game left me speechless. I said at halftime, I felt great about this game. Even though they were down or they were up by only a few points. I really did. I felt really good about it. I felt like they were playing well. The shots just weren't going down. I think they had hit 3 threes at halftime, but I thought the process was good. They were playing fast. I thought the defense was fine. Come on in the third quarter, and then Grimes hitting shots, Walker hitting shots, Randall playing with all kinds of pace. Just everything was going as you would expect. And then it doesn't take much. Doesn't take much. In a league where a team blew a 35-point lead a couple of weeks ago in the Wizards, 23 points is nothing. 23 points, though, against a team that it's half of the team is a new team, and there's guys on there that aren't even really NBA players, and you fancy yourselves a playoff contender, which again, you go out and you beat Golden State in their own building and you look great in the process, and then absolutely just completely implode. You want to blame it on the bench for giving up or giving Portland a glimmer of hope to begin with, blame it on the bench. You want to blame it on the starters for not being able to bring it home and completely abandoning the style of play that they had in the first half and especially in the third quarter. Blame it on the starters. You want to blame it on Tibbs for, I don't know. I'm sure there's a reason to blame it on Tibbs. I don't know I don't know. But I'm sure people will find a reason to blame it on Tibbs. Yeah, it's just like you gotta if a play style is working, you gotta keep with it. And what was working for them was playing with pace, playing fast. Randall especially, getting up the court fast. That stopped. They completely went away from that when things started not going their way. And they had no answer for the Blazers switching. The Blazers would switch a big guy onto Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker all of a sudden wasn't able to take advantage of that. The Blazers would switch the smallest defender on the court onto Julius Randle. Julius Randle couldn't attack the basket, settled for long jumper after long jumper. I know he had 28 points, but he was 8 of 20 from the field. And they stopped getting the ball to Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes was on fire this game. 5 of 8 from deep, only shot 10 shots. There's your way to blame Tibbs. Did not figure out a way to get the ball in Quentin Grimes' hands for threes long enough. But hey, give the Blazers credit. They got some really good defenders out there. Josh Hart, Justice Winslow, really good wing defenders. Got engaged over the course of the second half. Just an abomination. Just an absolute abomination. An abomination in a season full of abominations that I just can't. I cannot believe 48 hours ago. Actually, forget about 48 hours ago. 48 minutes ago, I was able to talk myself into like, you know what? Maybe this team could still do something. What are they going to do other than embarrass themselves? All right, let's get to the super chat and then find something else better to do with our lives. Forgotten NYC starts us off. Blowing 20-point leads is this team's specialty. LOL. I mean, I would actually argue this season it's kind of been the opposite. The starters go down by 15 or close to 20, and then the bench brings them back. This season, if anything, or tonight, it was actually a little bit of the opposite. The bench let up. I think RJ Barrett not being able to, say what you want about RJ, how there's an argument that the starting unit maybe is a little bit more cohesive at times without him in there. RJ at least can bully ball you to a bucket or at least a couple of attempts from the line. And then, of course, with RJ, you got to talk about Mitch because on a lot of those RJ drives, there's Mitchell Robinson in to clean up the mess. Mitchell Robinson has been playing the best stretch of basketball in his career. Was only able to play 14 minutes tonight. I thought his absence was absolutely massive. Um, and the Knicks felt it because they just don't have anybody to replicate what he does. So they definitely miss Mitch. You could argue they miss RJ. Evan Fournier, thanks for playing. 1 for 13, 1 of 10 from the field. Again, Evan Fournier will look good occasionally. He might even win you a game once in a blue moon. He'll lose you games. Oh boy, will he lose you games. Robert McGinley, done with this season. Yeah, I don't blame you. Can we just have Jeremy start working on a list of free agents available in 2024 that we can pair with Grimes after giving him the max? So let's go Knicks. Yeah, I don't blame any of that. I don't begrudge anyone who's just doesn't want to deal with this anymore. I really don't. I really don't begrudge you. This team hasn't earned the right for anyone to care about them at this point. They really haven't. Chip Murphy, what's going on, Chip? Long time no see. You deserve this for continuing to cover this team all season, my friend. I hate to say it, but it's time to tank. I think he said time to tank. His chat went away. I'll go find it again though. Yeah, time to tank. I feel like I've had several nights where I've been like, this is the nail in the coffin. No, this is the nail in the coffin. No, the reality is a coffin has many nails, and this season has featured all of them. I think the coffin is just about shut, though. Don't think anyone's coming out of there. We'll see. Kevin Danishevsky, hi, Kev. It's time to play the kids after this. I mean, fine, I guess. Kids weren't very good. Other than Grimes. Cam had some moments, but how's Emmanuel Quickly doing? How's Obi doing? It's like kids ain't that, kids aren't that good. Which is again, it's great to play the kids if you got kids that can actually play. And right now the kids on this team, some of them are in a really bad place. I like what we saw from Cam early. He, I guess, landed wrong on his ankle, and he was questionable to return. Not that he was ever going to come back in, but yeah, there's. But again, all the kids you want to see that actually have real high upside, RJ, Mitch, Cam, Grimes, you're going to see those guys. You're going to see those guys regardless. As far as guys like Quickly, Obi, Deuce, we'll see. I don't know. If they're going to play poorly, I don't know. I'm not as dying to see him as some other people are. Give me more time with the kids who have shown, who deserve it. It's I'm fine playing the kids, but play the kids who have earned it. Finishing Kevin's comment, Tibbs is not going to want to, but the front office has to step in. They're going nowhere. Grimes and RJ are the future. Yeah, I'll throw Cam in there too. I like what we've seen from Cam the last couple games. I know the second half wasn't great, but I don't blame him for being a little rusty. And Mitch, they need Mitch. Forgotten NYC, if you need any more proof the season is over, just watch today's game where the Knicks blow a 23-point lead to a tanking Blazers team with G League players. Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing, right? This is exactly the team, and we've seen this from Oklahoma City all year. The Thunder front office constructed a team that they thought was going to win, 10 games this year. And if they haven't doubled that yet, they will shortly. That team goes out and they try hard and they compete. And that's what you're going to get a lot of the time from these teams that just play young players. And they go out and they play hard. They play to the buzzer. It's that's why it's actually harder than you think to tank. I don't know. Testament to the Blazers though. And also, by the way, it's let's not pretend that they don't have some players. Anfernee Simons has been out of his mind. He was out of his mind tonight. Josh Hart's a good NBA player, to very good NBA player. Justice Winslow can play. when Ben McLemore's hitting shots, like, but still, it's still an embarrassment. It's no less an embarrassment because like some of the Blazers guys had good games. Oh, Nurkic, I forgot about Nurkic. Nurkic is actually, again, he's a good NBA player. Alex, does Thibodeau ever draw up an offensive play? Again, guys, I don't know how many times you want me to repeat this. Offensive plays only work if you have guys that can create matchup advantages. What the Blazers were doing was switching everything. That's all they did was switch. Randall got a small guy on him. If you're supposedly the best player on a team and you have a small guy on you, you should be able to take advantage of that. That's the offensive play. Every offensive play that any coach has ever designed is designed to get a player who should not be defending the better player on that player. And then it's up to the player to do something. Or, in the alternative, get a big guy onto Kemba, or get a big guy onto Emmanuel quickly, or get a big guy onto a guard. It's up to guards to be able to do something with those switches. That is the purpose of offensive play calling. I cannot deal, and look, everybody deserves blame for tonight, but this thought process that, like, there's this magic playbook that you open it up and it's like the glowing light, that comes up and it's like, oh, here's the answer, and that, Tibbs or the coaching staff or anybody is ignoring this. It's just utter nonsense. Why was nothing drawn up for Grimes? Because they were sticking their better wing defenders on him. At the same time, would I have liked them? I saw a couple guys miss Grimes. But again, Tibbs doesn't really draw up plays that much. It's read and react. That's what they practice in training camp. That's what they practice all the time. Read, react, make the right read. And they didn't make the right read a lot of times tonight. You want to say that Tibbs should draw up a playbook where, the players are like following his plays every time. Like, fine. Doesn't happen in the NBA. Every team has a system. They follow the system. You either execute the system or you don't execute the system. Kevin Danishevsky, before you get mad at me for disparaging Tibbs, I'm not. I love that he plays to win. That's what got us last year. But for the future of this team, it's time. Yeah, listen, I think I'm here for anybody who wants to see